Hi ladies, welcome to day one. So today is day one of our wellness, 5-day wellness series. And this is going to be awesome. It's going to be excellent. It's going to be 5 days full of education, and not just education, but also tips on how you can optimize your hormones, metabolism, and feel good as you age. And so if you're joining in live, please drop hello, an emoji, a happy one, because we don't do negative over here. Tell me where you're dropping in from, and engagement is always good. So 5 days of wellness, and we are really looking at balancing hormones so that for sustainable weight, but also healthy aging. Because as I've talked about often, is that weight is just a side benefit of when we actually improve inflammation in our body, and when we bring our hormones back into balance and we feel good. Okay, so I am streaming here in my private Facebook group and also on Instagram. I thought I do two at the same time. And yes, definitely listen to me while you're working. If you're listening to the replay, if you're here live, drop a live in the comments. And if you're here by replay, drop a replay in the comments. And I'm happy that you're joining me. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Kristen, and I have been in the wellness industry for the past 26 years. It's a long time. And it's what I eat, it's what I breathe, it's what I live. And I am a holistic nutritionist here in Canada. I'm a natural health practitioner. I am an essential oils advocate. I am a Pilates teacher, yogis teacher. I've done personal training and fitness instructing and studied many areas in health. And one of the areas, as I got into, I'm 46, I was 46 in November. And when I got closer to my 40s, I knew that I likely would be talking about hormones, because typically what we do is we teach what we have lived, right? And so not only have I done lots of education, but it's the experience working with women over the number of years that I have, and really seeing them transform really before my eyes. And not just transform, not change. I'm talking transformation. Transformation is different than change. Is they've transformed and it's sustainable. So this week we're talking about really balancing your hormones, resetting your body and for sustainable weight. And the reason for that is because most women that come to me typically are in their 40s and 50s. I do have women that are a bit younger, but they come because they're really looking at, aging well, right? Yes, weight loss is something they're interested in, but I'll say that the weight loss that women are coming to me with, they are done with diets. They're done with feeling horrible and losing the weight, but then it comes back again, plus their friends, right? And so it's really not about the weight, although yes, that can be a focus. But when we focus on the lifestyle, it changes everything. It changes your mindset around it. It changes everything. So we focus not on weight loss, although that is probably the number one reason why people come to me, along with wanting more energy, along with cravings and stress, and just living the life that we do here in North America. But they all say that I want to release weight, but I want it to be done through lifestyle and through balancing my hormones, balancing my body, and feeling good. So today, on day one, we are talking, and actually, you know what? In the comments, drop me a 1 if you are one of those people where weight is one of the things that you want to improve. However, you want to do it via lifestyle transformation. Drop me a 1 if that's you. So We are talking about stress today, and stress is something that we all know, that we live with every day, and in North America especially, and I would say probably a lot of other parts of the world are starting to catch on to North America. Is it a good thing? I don't know about that. I mean, I guess we have a lot of luxuries here in North America. However, we are at a place where, you know, the stress response in our body is normal. It's supposed to be there. But the problem is that, you know, the stress response is there to protect us from danger. Okay, so if you are out and someone's chasing you, well, the stress response, we want it to kick in, because if it kicks in, it means we can run, right? It turns off our digestive processes. Hey, Rachel, it turns off our digestive processes. It turns off everything that we don't need to have working until we finish running from whoever is, you know, chasing us, or the dog, or you know what I'm saying. So that is why we have that stress response, and it's a good thing. The problem is when it becomes chronic. Now, I'm sure that you're not running from, you know, an intruder or running from someone. Yes, how to end the insane fight or flight cycle. Exactly. That's what we need to stop, right? Is that fight or flight cycle. And so we're not running from somebody every day. But guess what? Our body doesn't know the difference between, you know, running from an invader or someone that's chasing us, and an overscheduled to-do list, working too much, not taking time for yourself, having that mental chatter in your brain. Drop me type mental in the comments if you understand what I'm talking about when I'm saying that mental chatter. The chatter that tells you that what you're doing isn't enough. The chatter that tells you that you're not doing enough, that you're not being a good sister or mother, or whatever it is. That mental chatter, drop me a mental in the comments, because this is actually what is creating a lot of the stress, along with mental overload. Exactly. It is creating a stress cycle within your body that is throwing your hormones out of balance. When your hormones are out of balance, guess what happens? We are out of balance, and we then hold on to, you know, that extra belly fat. We hold on to the, you know, we're more tired. We're craving more. Does anyone here experience cravings, stress eating cravings? Drop a cravings in the comments if you do. So what we need to realize is the stress response is supposed to be there, and we need to realize that it's important to understand how our body works. So when you're under stress, whether it's physical stress, mental stress, emotional stress, whether you're running from someone who's chasing you, running from a coyote, running from a dog, running from someone with a knife, which we've actually had someone pull a knife on us before, you know, that is stress. But then if you are constantly going and not sitting down and not taking time for yourself, you don't have a morning routine, you don't have a nighttime routine, you're doing exercise that actually is putting you back in the stress state. All of this, the mental chatter, the dealing with a health issue in your body, dealing with someone with a health issue, and the list goes on. Financial issues, bills, what's going on in the world, and all of the stuff, okay? That is stress, and your body recognizes it as stress, okay? Your body is meant to deal with it, and so what happens is the body will release cortisol, okay? Adrenaline, which will then make you run if you need to run. But the thing is that when you have an overscheduled to-do list, well, the adrenaline's probably good because it's going to keep you going. But the problem is, are you doing it every single day, every day, every day, every day? And if you are, drop a yes in the comments and let me know. Because the thing is that that's what most of us women are doing. We have all the things. So your body releases cortisol. But what happens is that's normal. That's supposed to be happening. But when this is happening day in and day out, day in and day out, that's the problem, okay? Because then your body is releasing cortisol. But guess what happens? Now, those of you that are working with me one-on-one right now, you know, I talk about this a lot, is we are resetting your insulin. And so when you have high levels of cortisol that are happening and going off on a regular basis, guess what happens? It's going to affect your blood sugar. We are going to talk about, so you want to stay with me 5 days, every day at 11 o'clock, you want to be with me this week because I'm going to be talking about blood sugar one of these days. I can't remember which day, but it's going to be coming and you want to listen to it. You want to hear it because I see most people, most women, not just women, men too, but women are in my community. Most women, they are, their blood sugar is up and down, which means their insulin is up and down, which means that now you are in that stress cycle that's creating more cortisol, that's creating more insulin release, which is creating more inflammation, which is creating cravings, which is creating cravings. It's creating you to not feel satiety or satiation from the food that you're eating. And then guess what? Can you guess what happens? Then you want to eat every 2-3 hours. So we need to look at all of these balls. So we're talking about stress today. This is number 1, balancing stress and making sure you're watching live, Vinny, just so you know, you're not on the replay, you're live. So thanks for being here. Thanks for you all being here live. Because when you're live, I get more energy and I get a little bit excited, but I'm going to make sure that I keep it to 10, well, not 10 minutes, but 15, 20 minutes in and out so you get the information so you're not here with me for half an hour to 45 minutes because you guys all know that I like to talk. And I could have you here for another hour. So what happens is stress actually, when you're exposed to stress, it shifts your body into what we call allostasis. Your body is looking to be in homeostasis, okay? That's like a seesaw or a scale, okay? Homeostasis is here. Your body wants to be in homeostasis. The problem is when we're thrown all of these balls or these beach balls, you can think about what I was talking about, the bills, the mental chatter, the scheduled to-do list, the not taking time for yourself, not eating properly, not planning meals and that's going to create stress because you're not eating well, not sleeping enough or getting a good sleep, quality sleep, not getting outside in fresh air, dealing with health issues in your body. What happens is these balls are being thrown and you're juggling these balls and just even thinking about it is stressful, okay? So what happens is that your body's trying to maintain this balance, but it's having a problem doing that, right? Because it's so much, okay? So just imagine that seesaw effect, okay? Your body has to adjust itself and adjust itself and adjust itself, okay? So what we need to do is we need to balance those balls out, okay? What we need to realize is when we are juggling all of those balls, it's stressing out our nervous system and it's creating our nervous system to become tired, right? Because eventually you've had that happen where eventually you just crash and you're like, you just get sick and your body's telling you when you're sick, what do you want to do? You want to lie down. So what happens is now you want to lay down and your body has now just pushed you into that place where you need to lay down. But why do we let us get to the place where that happens? So if you ladies, if you're watching right now and you feel really good and you're like, but I'm fine. What I'm saying is eventually, physiologically, your body cannot maintain that. So I don't want you to think, well, I'm just going to go until I drop. No, we want to prevent before we get to that place, because I'm going to tell you, if you get to that place, it's going to cost you more money. It's going to cost you more emotions. It's going to cost you more stress. It's going to cost more in every different way that it can. Believe me, I've worked with clients many, many years, and I will tell you, they've come to me with many different issues, and then they're like, you know what, it's going to really, they didn't want to put out the funds to do it. They didn't want to put out, the effort to be healthy. If you want to be healthy, you need to put effort into it. It's not just going to happen. If where you are right now is not really where you want to be, it's going to require effort for you to do something different. But I'm going to tell you, and the women that are on here listening that I'm working with right now, you can tell me in the comments, put it in the comments, please, that it's worth the effort. those of you that have seen results in 1 week, in 2 weeks, whether it's the heartburn gone away, the back pain gone away, the weight dropping, the feeling better, the sleeping better, whatever it is, drop it in the comments, because the thing is that if we don't do something different, nothing's going to change. The transformation's not going to come. Change that happens is one thing, right? But change is not transformation. It's not lasting. Transformation is lasting. Okay? So staying on topic here. So cortisol is a hormone that's released when there's a stressor. And as I said, that if it's chronically released, what is happening, ladies, is it's throwing your body out of balance. Insulin rises. We're going to talk more about that on another day. And then you keep craving, you keep seeing that belly fat, especially those of you, yes, it is worth the effort. There goes my ring light. It is worth the effort. Julie, you know. So, and you say that in capital letters, you know. So is it easy? Absolutely not. But if you just put these tips I'm going to give you today into practice on managing your stress, you're going to see changes in your blood sugar, right? How do you know that your blood sugar is crashing and not really where you want it to be? You have cravings. You're tired all the time. You're craving at 3 o'clock. You're waking up not rested. You're irritable. You're shaky. You're moody. You're finding that, you can't get that mental chatter in control, okay? So hold on, I'm just making sure. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself, okay, so talking about now, how can you get yourself to that place where you are managing your stress? The first thing is you need to make sure you are aware of what's happening every single day. The programs that I have with women that I work with, it is building awareness. You need to be aware of where your body is at. You need to be aware of how you're feeling. You need to be aware day in and day out, and it will start to become unconscious because you have neural pathways in your brain that are keeping you doing the same thing over and over and over and over. Okay? If you know someone that needs to hear this, please share this with them. Share the video on Instagram. Invite somebody into the group. Invite women into the group. Let's share this because this is common for women nowadays, okay? And there are solutions, okay? There are solutions. So number one, be aware. Number two is, what does your day-to-day look like? Are you running from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing? I'm not saying that you just have to sit on the couch. I'm just saying that recognize if you're running around, recognize, are you eating on the times you're supposed to be eating? Are you finding you're just snacking and eating every hour, every 2 hours, every 3 hours? We want to go 5 hours between meals. It is possible. You can ask the women that I work with. It's possible, and you feel so much better. I can tell you, even 2 weeks on my metabolic reset, I can tell you that I wake up before my alarm now. I can tell you that I have less inflammation in my body. I know because my joints feel different when I'm working out. I can tell you that your skin begins to glow. I can tell you that your cravings begin to diminish. These things are possible. Just because you're in your 40s, and ladies, I have a lot of ladies in their 50s and 60s I work with, just because you're in your 50s or you're approaching your 60s or in 60s, it doesn't mean that that's not possible for you. It doesn't mean that. If someone's told you or you've developed that belief that it's not possible, I'm here to tell you that that's a lie. That's a lie. It's not true. We just you need to have someone who's going to support you. You need to have a program that's going to help support you, okay? But you need to be aware of your day. You need to know how you're, moving around all over the place, not taking time for yourself, right? It's important. How many balls are you juggling, right? How many balls are you juggling? So, it's important to recognize that's part of the awareness is how many how many balls are you juggling? And when you're juggling a whole ton of balls, what's going to happen is it's going to release your stress hormone, cortisol, adrenaline, and that stress, and you're not planning. Yes, it's going to get you moving and keep you going. But then when you feel like you're going to crash and you're tired, guess what you go for? You go for the sugar. You go for the coffee or the caffeine. Right? Those are actually going to overstimulate your nervous system. And when your nervous system is overstimulated, it doesn't even really, when you start doing more calming things, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start to feel like you're just like, lethargic, have no energy, and you're going to feel bored, and you're going to feel like it's just not working for you. But we need to start to retrain our nervous system to really be able to know what it feels like to slow down. Okay, so how often, another question to ask yourself, how often do you take downtime for yourself? How often are you taking downtime for yourself? Okay, are you taking downtime every day? When is it? And are you focusing on, well, I'm going to get into my other tips here, but those are what I want you to ask yourself, okay? A couple tips, okay? So number one, we want to avoid stress eating. And you might say to yourself, oh, it's easier said than done. You know, like, have you ever been stressed eat? Yes, I have. I totally know what it's like. But when we can shift the stress eating, understanding and being aware, then what happens is we're like, oh, you know, I'm feeling stressed. Know when you're starting to feel stressed. And then from there, once you start to want to go to, when you start to have that craving of whatever it is that you crave, because really, are you craving salad? Probably not, right? So when you're starting to crave, what I do is when I start to crave, really, the only thing is chocolate, but I eat raw chocolate and I eat chocolate with very minimal sugar. So, but we don't want to be eating that all the time, right? That is not always good too, right? Eating too much of the same thing every day is not a good thing, even if it's broccoli or something good for you. So no, you stop and you ask yourself, okay, why am I craving? What's going on? What am I feeling, right? Because a lot of the time we're feeling stressed, and because we're feeling that way, we're going to satisfy us, and which, guess what? It gives us a hit to our nervous system, releases dopamine, serotonin, okay? And when those hormones, neurotransmitters are being released, we feel good. So if we're stress eating, that's going to make us feel good. But what do we want to do is, and it's not easy to do, we need to take ourselves out of that situation. We need to go outside for a walk. Those of you that are, Raj, can you grab me an essential oil there? Wild orange is a good one. Those of you that I've set up on essential oils, or those of you that are not on oils, let me know and I can get you started because it will help you. So I have wild orange here. Wild orange helps to lower perceived levels of stress, because really the fact is that what you perceive as stressful, I don't perceive as stressful, right? Stress is perceived, right? So the world, what's going on in the world right now, you know, how I perceive it and how I'm handling it, when people are like, how come you're just so calm? You know, a lot of it is because of my trust and my faith in the Lord is why I'm so calm. And other people are not handling it well. It's perceived, right? So it's very different for everyone. So you can open it up, breathing deeply. What also I'll do is, citrus oils are very uplifting. I'll rub it on the back of my neck. I'll even put it through my hair like this. So then your hair smells all nice. And you take 4 long, deep breaths, okay? Really, really important. Wild orange lowers perceived levels of stress, okay? Those of you that are using Adaptive from doTERRA, helps to lower, or helps to manage, or helps you to adapt to physical, mental, and emotional stress. So you go to your oils. Have your oils with you all day long. They actually change what's going on in your brain. If those of you that use oils find them helpful, drop a comment for me. That yay to oils, right? The other thing is, take 4 long deep breaths before eating. Slow down. Let's slow down and be conscious about slowing down. When you're about to eat, you're going to sit. You're going to close your eyes. You can even take your oils, because it's going to help to tap you into the nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, and you just relax. Right? Breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you do that, slowing that down for 4 breaths, for 5 breaths. You can increase it, and then you start to eat. You know, we're used to just eating, right? But it's about slowing down in all areas of our life, because that's going to tap us into the parasympathetic nervous system, okay? So, alternate nostril breathing. So what you can do, breathe your oils, and then you can actually take your thumb and 4th finger. So you can close off this nostril. And what you do is you breathe into this one. So you can't breathe any more into your belly. Close it off, release, and exhale through this side. Inhale. Close it off. exhale. That breathing is going to tap you into your vagus nerve, and your vagus nerve is attached, I'll say attached to your parasympathetic nervous system. It's very powerful to shift you into that part of the nervous system where you're not so stressed and, like this. And it runs throughout the entire body. So there are some tips for you. Slowing down, how can you slow down? 4-count breathing. You can also slow down by alternate nostril breathing. That's going to help to shift you into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is going to help you, to help the body to not release cortisol, okay? And so if you are one of those ones that feels like you're always in the stress state, in the comments, drop for me stress, because these are going to help you dramatically. These are free, ladies. These are free. So this is day 1 of our 5-day wellness series. And I have a meal plan specifically for you if you are joining me in this series. So if you are in my Facebook group, I will be posting that link, and you want to register because you have to register to get that. It's the only way I could do it. And those of you on Instagram, I will post it in my my bio, but it's called the Run This Year Meal Plan, because not only is this 5 days going to help you to balance hormones, optimize hormones, metabolism, and really for optimal sustainable weight loss, sustainable is key, and healthy aging, but the food is a component. We're not even getting so much into the food. I've offered this meal plan so that you all can, these are foods that I eat and love. Those of you that are working one-on-one with me with my metabolic reset, you're not going to go to this yet. This is more for your maintenance. You can download it anyways, but those of you keep to your meal plans, your specified meal plans that your blood work has stated that you should be eating. But everyone else that's not, if you're in my meal planning club, this is not one that I've given you. So those of you in my meal planning, you're welcome to download this as well. So in my bio, that will be there, and throughout this week only, and in my group throughout this week. So that is it. Questions, please, in the comments below, let me know. Make sure you tag me so that I will see those fast and easy. If you are, you're around at 11 o'clock every day today, this from Monday to Friday, I will be going live at 11 o'clock. It will not be more than 30 minutes. I am at 30 minutes. And I did it. I wanted to do shorter, but I just had to get it all out. So, Kristen Owens, holistic nutritionist, essential oil advocate, natural health practitioner, helping women 40 plus own their health, take their health into their own hands, balance their hormones, metabolism for sustainable weight loss, ditching cravings, and aging better than you could ever before on your own. Have an amazing day.